Welcome everyone to the Town of Union City, Town Board meeting, March 10th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Town Hall, 101 North Elm Avenue, Union City, Oklahoma. Mr. Dawson, can you do prayer for us?
Yep. There it is. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything you provided for us. Thank you for this town. Watch over us, guide and direct us, and help us steward for this town. In your heavenly name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Keith?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Bob McGregor.
Present.
Keith
Here.
Dennis.
Here.
Ryan Dawson.
Here.
Chad Fisher.
Here.
James Smith.
Here.
Call to order at 6:03.
Number 5, consent agenda items. All matters listed under consent are considered by the Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustees member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. Do I have a motion on 5?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Alright, motion approved. Number 6, no action. Number 7, financial reports. ARPA's got nothing. Capital improvement, Bank First, $211,435.37. Capital improvement at First National is $198,032.87. Community events at $9,505.66. Federal asset forfeiture, $23,784.84. General fund at $159,855.91. State asset forfeiture, $6,212.31. Street and alley at $12,114.90. Traffic bond refund, $56,869.75. Municipal authorities at $691,602.40. Municipal deposit funds $54,367.69. Union City Police Department community projects $5,640.71. Union City Dispatch at $25,059.42. Union City Fire at $839,893.05. Police Department is at $339,500.93. The total amount of funds accessible to the Town of Union City is $2,633,875.81. Code enforcement.
Got my report.
Good.
Start with that. I'm ready for spring cleanup day, summer cleanup day. Started to notice already lots and lots of issues.
Can we put that on the agenda for next time? Or do you want, I have to go to the meeting in OMA on Thursday, do you want me to ask them to get set some dates for us, or get some opening dates? Everybody go with that?
The sooner we know.
Big trash day, yeah.
I was gonna bring it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was me, I had it on my, too.
Okay,
I'm already seeing lots of issues for the summer.
okay.
Chief, I'm sorry, did you say you're going to their meeting?
Yeah, TJ's gonna be gone, so I'm filling in for TJ
Yeah.
on Thursday.
I don't know how to bring it up, but the highway's killing us.
Yeah.
You can't believe how much trash we picked up in the last few months.
Are
You know that big,
Are you
big black
photographed,
critter?
have you photographed any of that or anything, or no?
No.
I'm just curious, if you help, any documentation helps with that, but I'll.
It's always about, you know, 44th to 15th,
Yeah.
which is a mile each way. Is the worst, so it's obvious where it's coming from.
The side roads aren't any better around
Yeah.
by
That's what I'm talking about, the median and
Yeah.
the 81.
I'll talk to Sonia before or after.
They used to have a crew that would do that every now and then, but
Yeah.
So they picked up on Affidel the other day.
that crew,
Yep.
they sure haven't been doing anyone.
They couldn't get across the gully in there.
Yeah.
Between that.
All right, any questions for code enforcement? All right, moving on. 8A, oil well inspection fees. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of payment of an annual oil well inspection fee. Mr. Lawyer? What was the determination?
I don't know.
I reached out to Tom, I sent everything to him, I got a response back from him, he said that's a good question.
And that was it?
Checked into it, he was supposed to let me know
How
before
long
the
ago,
meeting.
how long ago was that?
Last week, he was supposed to let me know before the meeting.
Huh?
I haven't heard anything.
You guys, do you have a copy of the letter in there? That's the first time I'd ever been confronted with that. They were pretty ugly about it, let them know, send me a letter, explaining your side, and I will forward it to my attorney. Our ordinance clearly states that it's required,
So what were the unlawful permits? What's the
that
price?
we can't charge for annual inspection fees when they're inspected by the Corporation Commission. Our ordinance says we can't, and we do. Corporation Commission comes up there and checks primarily their tanks, their equipment. We're also looking at road conditions, we're looking at deterioration, we're looking at, you know.
So 8A is in direct correlation to this letter, so we can table it until our attorney gets back to us.
Yes. Let's table it.
Yeah, they go together.
Can you make a notation to have Tom give us, at the very least, a very good
Yes.
email response?
8B, water and sewer non-franchise permit, consideration possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of water and sewer non-franchise utility permit approved by Scott Bond and David Jones for a utility facility on the town of Union City right away.
So, I've called 3 different places and got nowhere. It's gonna be up to us and y'all, what we decide to do there as far as the price. Technically, not really water and sewer, I'm not sure I got put on there, it's just if we want to implement
Oh, this is for the fiber.
yeah, you know, or whatever, it could be
Could be
another
anything.
gas company come through, could be whatever it is. It's just a utility
Right.
permit, and, Scott's the one that thinks we should do something.
Okay.
And, and he sends a sample one.
And that's
So,
why it's
and-
worded the way it is.
Yeah, because some of
Took it
them-
directly off of the wording, yeah.
Yeah, but the sewer part, really ain't got nothing to do with water and sewer, it's really the town, like the municipal wouldn't get it, the town would. But, I've been told, sometimes they charge like if it's cable, for instance, or, fiber, it'd be per drop. Others are per foot, it's just kinda up to whatever or we can do one price, you know,
Cause even OG&E and whoever do a, pole fee on some of that fiber.
like make them pay so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they hang it on their pole, and they gotta pay them.
Right, yeah. So it'd be an umbrella, my understanding, if we did something where, again, say another gas company decides ONG come through, or a third electric, or whatever it is, they would have to get the permit and submit plans and things like that. Right now, they don't have to do none of that. Just like if you were building a house, you have to do all that now. So,
There's an example from Scott.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in this time, it wasn't.
It was
It's
in
been
the
the
last
last
one.
several
Okay.
months, we've had it in there.
Okay.
Would that be a town proper or
But
entire town?
however, you know, again, I would think if you did city limits, it's city limits, but I don't know how, you know,
I mean, that would only be right.
but I don't know the answer to that, right?
Okay.
Because we don't have it, period, you know?
Right.
So,
I mean, ultimately, the biggest problem is figuring how much we're gonna charge. You know?
and what it is, you know, if it's say they wanted to bring old something right through the middle or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they're not gonna have any drops,
Yeah.
but if it were, or what, I'm just trying to think of examples, you know? But if fiber or electric or another, whatever.
Decide to do a pipeline, I hope it goes right.
May not be no more things, who knows? But-
TDS is coming next.
Yeah, TDS has already approached about wanting to do fiber as well, so,
Dawson's at 15th and 81.
yeah, they're trying to get it.
For the big old school. Yeah. I think they're just gonna have to keep on traveling.
I wonder if that's gonna slow down with this
He said he was going north.
government watching,
15th. I asked him.
north from there.
Yeah, there's a box there on the side of the road, and, they're going to it to connect to, and then they're headed north.
Well, they're already in town, schools on it, and technically we are, part of us anyway. But, I don't know if it's gotta be bigger to get here or not, let's see, you know, I mean,
So if they're already in the ground,
no, cause they don't have the permit to do the whole town, they were just,
well, no, I'm talking about, they're already in the ground on 81. Does that give them the ability to just connect and keep moving, doing what they want as long as it's on the highway?
I would think we'd have to have permission before we were doing substantial work inside the city.
Make sure you give them a letter quick.
and we don't have to, it's just something that Scott brought to me and said we should.
Well, I mean, if this is sitting in limbo, they shouldn't be doing any work anyways,
Yeah, they're not doing any work here,
but they are in Union City city limits,
technically, yeah.
so.
And then, you know, I, put down too, like if they was to come in and hit water line, damage it, you know? The only reason with witching it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the first thing that all them companies wanna jump to, is like, oh, it was off by 2.5 feet, 3 feet. But you still hit it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So ultimately, what we need a contract that says you're
I think it just
responsible for
protects,
anything
it
that you
protects
get.
our infrastructure here in the town that we
And
have.
so I spoke to a guy that worked for Dobson, now they're with somebody else, I don't remember. But he said, like the city of Lawton, if they hit something, the city of Lawton is responsible for nothing.
You mean the town, if the city
If
hits
the city hits their fiber, the town is responsible for nothing at all.
Excluded from.
Yep. So it needs to say that we are excluded from any damages that may occur when we're after a pipe or anything like that.
Yeah, 'cause I heard of one today that they was trying to find more under, 44th down there. It was $250,000 an hour on that fiber being down.
Yeah.
Definitely need to add some more language.
Yeah. So, we need a contract so we can hand it to these people as quick as possible, and, I mean, what do y'all think's fair price on that, $2,500 for a permit? I mean, what's it cost for a drilling permit?
7,500.
7,500
For what?
a drilling
For
permit?
drilling permit, 7,500.
So, 2,500, $5,000, what number sounds?
What,
Illegal.
Fluctuate by what they're installing.
Well, that would just be a right-of-way permit, period.
No.
So you just.
what's a rough, what's a house cost? I'm just trying to help you here. If I was gonna build a new house where I live, how much would a permit be for?
For general
Roughly.
contractor's license and house permit, around $500 total.
Oh, that's not much, I
That's
thought.
not a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Unless it's a big house, you know.
Yeah.
This is for
Just
the whole
average.
entire town.
This whole town.
This is just one.
So if I was gonna build a house in every
To
lot.
see if somebody gets a nibble
Yeah.
or even uses their business.
I mean, I mean, if you kind of going to do, I think about $5,000 probably about right, you know?
Well, it takes a lot of time from us, cause
Cause I mean, you
Okie
gotta,
locate, we're owners,
constantly having to send David for all their mess ups.
and Okies.
Yeah, and, I mean, we gotta be in a spot where we're reimbursing ourselves for that time. You know, I mean, heck, when Cox came through, with all the gas leaks, man, it was insane.
Well, I know they were here the other day, but,
And then all
They
the
made a
people
mess
are
of
gonna be
me.
calling and griping about the holes in their yard.
yeah.
So, what number y'all think sounds fair?
Sounds good to me, but I'd like that language where we're not responsible if we hit their
Yeah.
utilities.
So it needs to say that it's gotta be mapped out, we're not responsible, and
I'll say we just match the,
Mapped out meaning located, mapped out meaning located.
mapped out, like, whenever they're gonna put in a line, they gotta show us.
They gotta submit a,
They gotta submit a
Engineer-
map
an engineer
showing where it's at.
Plat map.
Yeah.
I'll say we just match the drilling permit price.
Drilling permit? Going once,
It doesn't hurt my feelings if you discourage them, so.
When they're a big outfit, and they wanna get in here, they'll pay it.
so 7,500, 7,500, 7,500,
you need. Also don't even matter.
Alright, $500 for a permit. We just put that in there.
How much?
7,500. Alright,
So table for contract?
table for contract, yep.
We can send you that rough draft too, if you like.
8C, we're gonna table.
And make sure everything that's being tabled doesn't get removed.
Right.
8D, expired permit, Garrett Road, consideration possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance regarding the conditional use permit for 4125 Garrett Road.
Come there because I have recently received several complaints on this piece of property. The permit was originally, the conditional use permit was originally granted for 90 days. To allow the Martinez, an opportunity to get some things together. There was some issues with the water, with the sewer, kinds of things. They were supposed to come back after 90 days for review. They failed to come back. I've reminded them, they didn't come back. Well, I've had more complaints on the property, so I sent them a letter. They didn't get the letter, so I reached out to them by phone. They are here tonight to explain kind of where they're at. I gave you guys some pictures, some recent pictures of what the property looks like right now. Through all the trash that was scattered throughout, they had gotten that all cleaned up. There was trash scattered everywhere there. There's an industrial building directly to the north of them that's trying to open business and things. And I've had several complaints.
Is this the trash you're referring to?
No, it was all across the field. They got, especially before the pictures were taken, they gotten all the trash and stuff cleaned up.
And that was from the tornado or no?
No. It was just throughout the property from that. The permit's been expired for several months.
Sorry.
So I'd asked them, I put it on the agenda, I asked them to come forward tonight and visit with you guys, and see what you guys wanna do, because as of right now, the permit's not good for that conditional use permit for that Charles River. They have purchased a mobile home in Mingo that they're working on and plan to move off of the property. And I'll let them explain their timeline as far as that goes, but that's just a little bit of the background.
So the mobile home's not on the property yet?
No, it's not coming to Union City, it's in Mingo.
Yeah, so they're moving away from.
So we gotta figure out what's gonna happen to all this stuff out here.
I got you. Huh,
It wasn't supposed to be like that.
yeah. Alright, so there's no water to the property at all?
This is what they're carrying in, and
It's the same as it was before.
Okay.
But if you remember the tornado hit there.
Yeah.
yeah. And that's why we were doing it 90 days at a time, because it's lapsed long and nobody came back forward, so I brought it to you guys. So sent the letter, no response. So they did get all the trash cleaned up out of the field, out of the neighboring field.
Okay. So where did all the trash come from?
It was, cause we put the trash in this big container, or trash, and then every 2 weeks we take it to the dump on Friday. So I guess, wind blew them out off of it, and, probably a little dog got into it, or some other animals got to the bag, and it flew, but we picked it up, and that's what the trash was, home trash. The bags were tore up by the animals or dogs.
You are still living on the property, correct?
Yeah, we still,
Okay.
yeah, we work on our mobile home, and, we probably just need another month of that, probably not even that, but,
And that's your end goal is to move to Miko?
yeah,
Okay.
one of the reasons why we decided to do that, well, there's several, but one of them is because a little girl seems like she's spooked out there, because of the experience. Every time we get, bad weather, she has something to say, not to get into all this, but she, so we figured that the best thing for her is to get out of there, cause when we're somewhere else, she's okay, even in the thunder, she's okay, it's just, I guess, the location. So we decided and then to do that because of her, thinking of her. So, like I said, we're working on it, and we need about another 3 weeks to a month. And eventually,
plan to put it on the market really close to the time after you move it?
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
gotta move the camper and,
Yeah.
take care of some of the stuff that we have there, clean it up good, and then put a sale sign. And go from there. Hopefully it'll sell fast. Hopefully.
So if this permit was good for 90 days, why were you not communicating with us?
We weren't the ones that did this permit, we didn't, we found out in December that it was only for 90 days. Whoever came down to get the emergency permit, we did not know that it was just good for 90 days.
Who came down?
I honestly don't know, I think it was.
I'm asking Teresa.
Oh,
Originally, they reached out, David, did they reach out to you to start with? Is that how this process got started? I believe.
I mean, I was helping them, I don't remember
And then.
how the permit
You
thing.
guys have been here, because there was questions in regards to.
I don't think they were here the night that
They weren't here the night
on a
when
new business,
But it was
cause
also.
it happened that day before.
Right,
Yeah,
but
they
then
weren't here.
but then they came,
But I remember them coming
they
because
have
they brought
been
the
here.
kids with them.
Yeah, because Pat Darcy was on the board, and.
That was before though,
That
that
was
was before the
before
tornado, that was,
yeah.
yeah, we remember all that, they had not been here since we
But they were
issued them the 90
supposed to
days.
continue coming
But
back.
we issued the 90 day, like he said, if my memory, I think he's correct too, is, it was, we was under any new business, because the tornado had just happened and everything, and they needed to move an RV there, and we put it under new business, and that was brought to us by
Like
someone.
an hour before the meeting.
Yeah, that came right before, because it was kind of, but then there was correspondence in between.
But at the time, they were probably busy picking up the belongings and.
And in August, they came in August because we have the pictures of what was being done up there. So, that was.
My main thing is
90 days
they're here
later.
tonight, they have a plan.
Yes. I just have to know what to do, because that permit is
Yeah.
expired, and I have that complaint from
If
the property.
we give an extension, what's the penalty for missing that extension?
$100 a day, fine,
How much?
$100 a day.
You know, if we give an extension tonight, it won't be from a lack of communication, I mean, it'll just start, you know.
And that's why I asked them to be.
I'll make a motion, we give them 30 days.
That's all we need, 30 days, you know.
and we have.
30 days
pictures.
or next board meeting.
Next
That would
board
be,
meeting.
I don't know how many days it
Is
is.
that 30 days? I mean,
30 days.
it's 30 days for the next board meeting, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just do next, yeah, let's roughly that, but let's just do we'll just word it, next
Yeah.
board meeting, and then if you're not able to meet that for some reason, they need to be here.
I mean, but I think that we, we'll be in the lenient on it.
Huh?
When did the 90 days expire?
It already expired.
Months ago.
Yeah,
Months ago.
yeah, but like they said they weren't aware of that, but.
So,
It's hearsay.
is that 30 days be done and up for sale and cleaned up?
30 days, trailer moved, not living on property.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Alright.
Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, moving on. Number 9, Department of Union City Police.
Is there a conditional use permit that they have to pay for, or no? I'm just asking.
Their fees were waived on that one, they should have come back.
I was just, that's why I'm asking.
I talked to Kim in December to let her know I need them to come speak to the board, remember that? Kim and Jim talked with the cops,
But,
so they were aware.
okay, I know, I'm just, but there's no fees involved, that's what I'm making sure.
They should have had to pay for another conditional use permit.
Yeah, they'll have to pay
Okay,
it.
and how much is that?
It's $100.
Are we gonna waive that or no?
Since it's for only 30 days.
You made the motion, so.
I don't know.
Okay, so there will be $100 fee
Can you
for
come in
that.
tomorrow and fill out that application?
Yeah. It'll be after 3:30, if that's all right.
That's fine. Okay.
Alright,
And I'll have that on the
Number 9, Department of UC Police.
If you have any questions, just one update on events, the 5K that we're doing, with the school should be April 26th. They're leading the charge on that deal.
We're not gonna do it again.
Alright. Looks like, I'm sending these guys for you. No, y'all don't have it.
What?
Michelle, why do I have 5 of that page?
I don't know.
I gave her 5 copies, because I excluded from my report on accident.
Oh.
You got them all, and you got them all.
I got it.
You got all 5 of them?
We're chopping trees down over here, boys.
No wonder it took you so long to copy them.
Thank God we went paperless on everything else.
I really did think, why does he have so many pages? I'm used to just getting the one page and then
Well,
making
that's
the.
$100,000 copy machine paying off.
Give me those copies.
See, we're in a small town, so that means you gotta read something 5 times.
Yeah. So looks like, let me back up here. I gotta go 6 pages back, hold on a second.
Better than no pages.
Alright, traffic stops, 268 total. 128 resulting in citation, 139 resulting in a warning, 48%. What were we at last month? 30 or less?
39 or 42, I don't know.
Alright. Any questions for PD? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Dramatic.
Oh, man. Alright, no questions for police. Let's move on to 9A. Purchase request for a 22 Tahoe. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of purchasing a fully equipped 2022 Tahoe from Mustang PD for $45,000 out of the Union City Capital Improvement Funds.
So Mustang's given us the opportunity to purchase a fully outfitted vehicle, 20,000 miles, 22 model for 45. Pretty good deal. The best you can find right now for an outfitted Tahoe, 22, 23, price range is like 56. It'll be surplus when one of our 2018 models go back to capital improvement.
When you did your budget, didn't you budget for 2 cars for the year?
No, I did for one. We bought the purchase the Explorer. Originally I had 2, but I had to take that deduction because of the auditor stuff.
Okay. Any discussion? Don't just sit there and smile.
I mean, it's just tough right now.
With what we're going through,
That's the-
with the audit, I just, I don't know.
Sales tax is also $205,000 this month. Most definitely not. And we're getting how much back from the
17.
IRS?
Right, well, this check's gonna be 17, but we've gotten, you know how it's
That's why
treated.
they
Oh, you think I'll pay 20?
Huh?
70 or
71.
Can we negotiate that, man?
They paying us interest on our money?
What will 18 bring?
I should start putting that on my report.
Adam, what will 18 bring?
12 to 15. We've got 170 plus thousand miles on it.
What's the one with the fire station with the fire and whatever rescue?
That was one of the old ones, that we had, and at the time, there was no, well, for one, it was icy weather and no water, so it's not gonna freeze up, but we weren't able to find anyone to take that one, cause it's a little bit older, a lot of miles, and they could use it at the time, so.
What do you use it for?
For firing, just that, running extra calls, it keeps the, like, if we're just needing guys to go to a medical call, it helps keep the miles off the brush trucks and things. If it's cold weather, like it was, you know, you can't just run those brush trucks out and freeze solid. Yeah. So it was like an extra, people move, that cost.
And forgive me, I should know this, there's been times where I've noticed, at least in my neighborhood, when there's been major calls, medical calls, like, some of the firefighters show up in their personal vehicles at the call. Are
We
they,
try not to do that very often.
are they discouraged away from that?
Yeah. It's one of the deals, like, if we're already there and somebody's coming from way out west, we might let them stop, they got their stuff, but most of the time we want to go to the station and get their stuff.
So is that vehicle mechanically sound to make those calls?
Right now, it's broke down, so he's checking it out to see exactly what's wrong with it. We think it might be just an injector. I'm getting an estimate, you know, obviously, and, but it was doing well. Yeah, it made all the ice calls, so to speak. We can carry medical bag and things in it.
Well, do I have a motion?
You think they take 20? Or hold it until after June?
Yeah.
You said the other one's supposed to be in April?
So the upfit is scheduled to be delivered first week of April, and it'll take them another month, 2 months to finish it up, so I'm not optimistic we'll get it before June 1st.
And what are these two back here?
Pool cars, that one that's sitting back there is one that'll be sold.
The silver one?
No, the black one.
I think sell the silver one.
Silver one was a
That one
donation
runs all
from
the time.
OEM, so you just keep that one until it don't run no more, we give it back to them. But it's a good vehicle, there's nothing.
Who's driving that sucker?
That one will last forever. Give that one to the fire department.
Yeah. They got used too much when it was new.
Mm-hmm.
We just had to cut costs leading up to audit, you know, or up to budgetary time. The auditor gave us a specific amount that was to be removed, that we needed to remove and repair for, and we were barely able to get to that number. That's the part that concerns me.
And they haven't provided anything showing that we actually owe what they think we owe, and we're getting money back.
But it's not that we're running scared, we're just trying to be proactive, but.
Cause she just got a letter the other day,
So
but that time frame that we're getting money back,
capital
no.
Or capital?
That's why I
Not in his budget.
Yeah.
Is there a way that he pays that back after he makes a certain amount of money on through police department?
I missed that, I'm sorry, can you tell it again one more time?
Since he's pulling it, he wants to pull it out of capital funds in Union City to use, since it was, we only have one budgeted, right? Is there a way to like pay us back for that?
Over time, you mean?
Yeah.
Pay capital improvement back over time, that's a good question for you, Adam.
I mean, I don't see a problem, I mean, like I said, we sell the old one, all that fund will go back to capital improvement, we'll see how
And
much
then
we
just
get
add
off
the
that.
remainder in next year's budget.
Yeah.
I'm all about meeting in the middle, I mean, any kind of creativity if we need it, but we just have to be tight until we get better facts, we don't have good enough information,
We've got the money in the PD account, I just don't wanna expend everything, you know, before the end of the year.
Well, and I mean, and that's another thing to think about is, I mean, it is a fluid budget. Could be done as a budget amendment.
No matter what, it has to be a budget amendment, I mean, we'll have to put that on the agenda for next time, according to the auditor. But it's whether Adam wants to agree to the payback concept.
Yeah.
If you're open to that, it would create some comfort level amongst us. You have anything, Jimmy? No? We set a time period of, cause obviously, if he's able to get 15 back on that one, it puts him at 0-30. But what's a realistic time frame you think of?
I mean, honestly,
Possibly at the end of the fiscal year.
By the budget year.
Yeah, close to the fiscal year.
So, what are you worried about your budget going over on?
Nothing, I just don't want to expend everything before the end of the year. So I budgeted, I think we rolled over 370 and I budgeted 310 of it. So I don't, and I'm good right now, I'm like 97,000 under, but I don't wanna expend everything in case something comes up that has to be paid for, when we got 500,000 sitting in a capital improvement. But yeah, I don't have a problem putting back the capital improvement.
So, I mean, I'd say buy the vehicle, sell that one, whatever comes back on that one, and then add the remainder to his budget next year, and let his budget, just subtract it from his budget for next year.
I'll second that.
Was that a motion officially?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Somebody document all that?
Yeah.
You got all that, Michelle?
A capital improvement back when the old one fell.
Yes, but
And then subtract the remainder from next year's budget. Rob Peter to pay Paul.
You know what?
All those in favor?
Yeah, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. Sorry, I was off. Another one. Alright, number 10, Union City Fire Department.
Everything's going well. So far, everything's running well. And, we'll, closer to that truck getting here, then we'll do that amendment on that budget. Should be within the next couple of months, hopefully. So,
You all break champagne on the front of them, how's that whole thing work?
well,
I don't know, I ain't never had to do it.
A lot of money.
you, and they'll all be invited, but the way they do those, the official way is to push it in the building.
All the firefighters have to push it in?
Yeah, whoever you want, like y'all.
Can we have it?
We're gonna fill the water first. We tried that once with a tanker, and we ended up having to cheat and get inside and put it in gear.
I think I'd probably be a player on that as long as I got to drive. But somebody's gotta hold the brakes. Alright, fireworks purchase.
Has inflation hit this number?
Well, I talked to them, and it's not very much, they said, and we spent 72 or something like that last year. I had to put on this is the amount, but I don't think we're gonna be near that much yet. More like 75, 76, but I had to come up with a number just to be able to say no wonder.
And now we're using our new fund. Yeah, our new fund called.
Well,
So we're gonna drain that, everything minus $1,000.
what I did last year is I budgeted in it on this one too, on the fire side as well, so I could pay half the fire and half of that account. Cause I put a big amount into on the fire side, I put a big amount into community events, so.
Oh,
so I
okay,
can-
so you're, of that 8,500, you're wanting to pay half the fire department.
Right.
And then
And
half
half with,
from, okay.
whatever the name of that county is now.
Yeah, community.
Well, when you bought a police car, I don't know if we can afford fireworks this year.
Don't into that too.
As long as, Adam don't sell his land, we do.
Alright, do I have a motion on 10A?
I'll make a motion to approve not to exceed over 8,500 with the funds coming from, half the funds coming from the fire department and half the funds coming from the
Community event.
community events fund.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. Number 11, Department of Union City Emergency Management.
So, thank the Lord, all the sirens are working except two. The one over here on 81 And 152, the old one that we talked about, we really don't have to have, cause this one's a new one and it's really loud. He's not sure what that's taking yet, so we're waiting. All the other little bitty things, basically fix it on a service charge. And the other one, we'll probably end up having to talk about is out at Gregory Estates, basically 29th and, Gregory. The siren is actually on 25th Street, if you've ever been inside there, it's like kind of in the middle of it all. I'm not, so, did we originally pay for that, or did that homeowner association do that, or how'd that work? He said, do you even know?
By ordinance, the developer's supposed to provide it.
The problem is that, my understanding is,
You went bankrupt.
yeah, that homeowner association with bankrupt, there ain't one now, right?
Well, there is.
Yeah, so, if I remember right, we had a used siren we gave them
That was the thing that was donated.
originally back then. They paid to put it in and everything, but we had one sitting around basically.
If
So,
they can fix this one at a reasonable price, will you give it to them, they pay to put it in?
now, this was a three-phase, thing that they don't have out there. That's why it's there. Originally, that one and the one out cemetery, because they're both three-phase, they, you know, now they're 12 freaking volts, you can believe it. This out here is 12 volt, this runs off batteries.
Really?
And the electric keeps it going, crazy.
Is it a compressor?
Technology, no, just a motor.
So I can mount one on my car?
Yeah, well, so, you know, drive around.
Just asking.
But my question would be,
Aerodynamically.
it sounds like, they're checking it still, but it sounds like the motor's locked up out there when you turn it on. And,
How many people is it protecting?
well, that whole,
Trailer park.
no, that's, Brent, that's a big brick home up there.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, so, how many houses out there roughly? Probably 25, 30?
So 100 people?
That's still on two.
40?
Yes, I think I know.
But then also you can hear it back down on Van Road.
Yeah, you know, it travels.
Several miles.
But,
Some of it's
you know, technically it's city limits, one of them deals, but if it needs replaced, it's gonna be about 30 grand for a whole everything new.
What's the nearest one to it?
Let's see, there's one over on
Canadian Creek.
The fire station.
27th
27.
and Banner has one.
What's
15th and Banner has
what's the
one.
timeline on them installing it if we bought one?
I don't know that yet, he gave me a price just to guess, I don't have an even official bid, he just said around 25,000 to 30,000, if we had to put everything brand new. Or how much do we wanna put in that one if it just needs blah, but I don't.
We don't have to give him that number, he needs to give us a quote on it.
What, no,
Yeah.
I asked him what's a good number, just for
Yeah.
discussion,
Yeah.
cause I don't know, I'm mixed, I don't know if we should eat the cost, that's put it out there, when it really wasn't us,
I
we
mean,
didn't start with.
And I know where you're coming from, but it's in city limits at this point.
It's
I
over
personally don't.
about over 100 homes.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
don't,
lot of people.
I just don't like drawing the line on, I
But
mean, I
there is
draw
a
the line
line.
on cutting corners, it's safety,
We
it's a
can
safety
reach out
thing,
to
I don't like
that
cutting.
HOA.
I'm sorry?
We can reach out to the HOA and see if they'd be willing.
Yeah, see where they're willing to meet, and
They
But it's a time issue too, we're at spring season, so we don't have time to wait on this.
There is one at 27th and, or 25th, so, half a mile, roughly.
I mean, I couldn't imagine,
36th and Banner has one.
36th Banner and 25th and Banner has one.
I couldn't imagine repairing it costing as much as buying a new one.
No, it just depends on how it is and parts, that's the whole thing. I learned with them, you know.
I don't even wanna set it up to exceed amount in this meeting, I'd rather have a special.
No, I don't,
But
that's why I didn't come asking for the.
Get us that number, and then.
we just need to move.
But I didn't know,
If we
that was the
have-
whole thing, I didn't know if we wanted to look at it, consider, and take a
I mean, I don't see how we have a choice, I mean,
Okay.
I mean, it's a
I'm not against it, don't
safety-
get me wrong, I didn't mean that.
Yeah. But, I mean, if he's saying 100 homes, I mean, that's more than enough to just.
Well, those people who live in Oklahoma City, but right there by are going here too, though, this is true, it doesn't matter. It can save lives.
Can we
Technically.
charge Oklahoma City?
Yeah, we could,
Can he have us a quote by the end of the week, and if we need to.
I probably have it tomorrow if you wanted, but,
If we, if,
If we need to call a special meeting, we will,
okay.
so let's go to that. All right, number 12, Union City Water Sewer.
As far as, remember back when we talked about all our numbers being high on the water, they've been way down. I think that deal's fixed, thank the Lord. I think we're gonna have to send out one more letter because last July was really high, then it started going down, and it's a 4-quarter average. So I think it's still gonna put me over, barely, but we'll see where we're at there. On the sewer, the work down there is pretty much completed. They gotta bring in some more of the big rocks that go around the edges and tidy it up a little bit, but right now I got the small one filling back up so I can start testing everything, and, we should be able to, we've already paid a pretty good chunk of that, 140 something.
141.
Yeah, and then, we'll have to pay about another 80, but then we get 180 or something back to that grant once we get all that paid, so we're in good shape there. And we'll be in compliance.
12A, water billing software.
David, back to also, when you, get the quote, asking the timeline, how quick you can get that.
On the siren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we would like to take it.
I do have my own copy, but they're not colorful. They're not colorful.
They're so good, man, they're saying don't cut corners and stuff like that.
You have it, but it's not
We're talking about the three
colorful.
verticals.
Yes.
The only thing you can do is just.
I'm gonna have to pass it around.
Okay.
Alright.
Hold on. There's this one too. There's a whole bunch more.
Well, I got one in there.
Yeah, I
I
think
gotta
we,
look at it.
There's
Pick one
not
out here.
colorful.
They're just not colorful.
She wants to pop. Right. So kinda sell this thing to us.
Sell it. Sell it. Okay, so I talked to IT Vertical. I actually did 6 demos with different companies. There was Jayhawk, Unilink, IT Vertical, Sequoia. There's some other ones too. The other ones, it was like every user had to pay $350 per software. So I narrowed it down to i3 Vertical and then Unilink. Now Unilink doesn't do bulk water. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get bulk water where it's also being tracked right along with the water for, the city. i3 Vertical does that. I went through the whole thing of i3 Vertical. It was really, she went specifically into detail in the demo how we were gonna do the bulk water. It was really nice. Another thing is we own this after we buy it, so we don't have to purchase more for every user. Every user also has different logins, cause I know that was one of the issues that we were questioning about, one login for multiple people. So we go into this software, if anybody goes in the software and changes something, we're gonna know who it is. There's also,
Say that again.
on GSC, we have one login per every user, so we just log into one. Now, on i3 Vertical, you have your own login, so if somebody goes in and like, go in and deletes a payment on there, we're gonna know who deletes that payment. So it's all tracked. There is also, everything is integrated, so our, credit card machines are integrated along with that, so we just at the end of the day, go in and post it. So there's not that many errors as we are having currently. There is also, they have an off-site where we're able to do, bill print. And I asked him, cause that was one of the questions David asked me was like, where are they printing from? And I didn't have that question, so I actually asked it's from Texas and Michigan. And I asked them how long it was gonna take for the bills to actually get to customers. She said about 2 to 3 days is the turnaround time. Let me see, how can you say your bill?
That's something I don't like, I would say. They send the bill out from Michigan. To me, that just sounds like it's gonna be a problem. That's just the one thing I did like.
they mail the bills from Michigan.
They print them and mail them themselves.
Okay.
Can.
If we do the module.
Yeah,
If we do
they
it. Now, we don't have to have that, we can always do it ourselves still. This is what the bill looks like. There's a QR code down here that you can scan and pay it online. I did ask him about the ACH, we are able to start doing ACHs, which if we do get them, I'll set that up. So customers
What
are.
about auto pay?
That is auto pay, ACH. Auto pay, so the customers can go directly into the website that they send out, and that's one of the things in here, that they can go in themselves and set up. We don't do anything like that. The only thing that we could do would be go into their account, reset their password. We don't have any control over how they pay, if they want to set up on ACH, if they want a PDF of their bill, because they're allowed to do that too. And if they pay with a credit card, they have all that access, it's not us. It just comes to us, we, at the end of the day, will post it and it's done.
Who else uses this program?
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
other communities?
We use them for court, it's the same,
Yes, sir.
it's the same,
It's
company
for,
that does our court software.
it's for our tickets, yes.
And you can log on and like see your bill stuff, right?
Yes, you're able to
Yes,
log
you know
in
what I
and see your bill, your current bill, like.
Are there any other communities local that are using them?
So, I spoke to her, and she actually said that she was waiting for us to call, because she took over everybody that Jack had, the GSC. She actually took over everybody that had him. So she's very familiar with Jack's program. She said that, who would she say that took it over? I don't remember who, but she said that she was, is very familiar with it. I don't remember who it was, who took over Jack's program.
Which was a big selling point, cause she knows how to tie all that together.
Going back to the tracking of, if someone deletes an entry or whatever.
Yes.
Your verbiage was, we can all see that. Well,
So it's individual
surely-
sign-in names for people who are off.
Surely there's only one person that can run a report that shows all edits, et cetera, not just anybody can go.
Right, so I know in the last meeting, we had talked about when the auditor came in here, how many logins and this and that. Well, in Jack's program, we only have one login. So with I3 Vertical, we have our own login, nobody's logging into each other's login.
Right, I
So
get that.
right now, if somebody goes into Jack's program, deletes something, we don't know who it is.
Right.
Now, I3 Vertical, we're able to see, okay, somebody, the higher ups, supervisors can go and run
That's
a
what I'm
report, and yes, and see who had deleted that, what had happened in that account.
I don't just want to be the higher ups, I want my auditor to be able to do that as well.
Absolutely,
So-
yeah.
Right.
Users get to find certain things they
That's
can
all.
and cannot do. Yes,
Certain authorities.
yes, yes,
Okay, good.
yeah, so I get what you were saying.
Mhm.
But
We
somebody,
all
no
have our
matter,
own login, but only some of us will be able to
Right.
have certain user rights
thank you.
when we're logged in.
So we don't have to do the bill printing, stuffing, and mailing services with that, right?
No, we don't have to. It's an add-on module. I think he took one.
Does it show the cost on that?
And our credit card machine will hook up to it, or do we have to buy this credit card machine?
So, I talked to her, and she's going to see if our credit card machine will actually link up to it. If it does, then we're fine.
Alright, so here's the number I looked at. On the billing, printing, stuffing, and mailing services, it says $301.71. What does it cost us in stamps to mail out everything?
79 cents per,
Plus employee time.
right,
all
per
It costs us
envelope,
more to mail it out than what they
paper.
charge.
I'm for that, like the 89 cents, because at the end of the day, you can also pass that along to your customer.
Also,
But the thing that concerns me is what David brought up, and the distance in which they're being billed from. Yeah, that's where it's not a bad, it's just it's something to be very aware of if you have to change your, dates in which late fees are enforced. But go ahead.
What's up, Patrick?
I'll also comment that, since this is a hosted solution, and we don't even have control over the ACH settings and everything, and they're handling the billing, that reduces the town's exposure for PCI compliance, data breach, and other things, because that's contracted out as part of, us having their service. So, I haven't seen the specific contract, but industry-wide, that is a way to reduce your liabilities and NC.
So, remind me, how many water bills / trash bills do we have? We'll just say water bills. How many water bills do we have going out per month?
I think it's like there's three,
252,
252, and then we added,
not counting bulk.
yeah,
Not counting
not
bulk.
counting bulk.
bulk's different, you know, it could be 21 months and 100 the next month.
Right.
we won't count bulk. So,
So 250 is a good number, 252.
Okay. And how long does it take you to?
so if you put I'm sorry, go ahead, you go ahead.
How long does it take you to print all the water bills out on that?
So it takes about a full day for me to print, stuff them, and send them out.
Go ahead.
If we put a $3.75 fee on every bill, that cost is completely covered, it's not a loss to our bottom line for the year. We can split that cost with the customer, or, you know, make it $2, or $1.50, but if you wanted it paid in full, it's technically $3.67, but if you.
No, it's only 300 a month, isn't it?
So
you said 300 a month, 300 is.
no, the total are 300 a year.
Right?
No, 300 a month.
Or month, yeah.
78 times 250.
$917.99 a month by the time you add all this stuff together for our total cost.
Yeah, he's talking about just the building of that's everything that you're not talking about the building, are you?
Per month or anything.
This is our total cost, this is us as a town, total cost per month to do business, correct? I'm not.
There's a cost summary,
Yeah, that'd be per month.
yes, that is
So
per month.
$301 a month.
That's just for the building and mailing.
No, I know, I'm talking about our total cost
Total,
to
yeah.
switch to this and move it out of the house.
I got you, so you're
Yeah.
saying the whole thing?
The whole
how much
thing,
it would cost,
yeah, because that, at the end of the day, that's gonna take away from what our current,
Yeah.
you know, and we're not necessarily making a bunch of money from that water coming from,
No, we make money off both.
and then we turn around and have to eat an additional 11,000 a year. But if you know, and I'm not saying charge the whole fee, I'm saying,
Yeah.
I highly recommend charging some kind of fee to help offset those costs.
Absolutely.
Or we're losing that 11 grand a year, the town's losing that 11 grand per year.
What about the contract? What if we decide 10 days into it, we don't like it?
Rebecca just gonna have to look at it and make sure
So
you're not
I'm-
signing.
So we sent it over to Tom, and we haven't got a response back yet.
How long ago was that sent?
Last month, it's like, 2 weeks ago.
Can I say something respectfully? We understand Tom's situation and we sympathize with that completely, but the last 3 or 4 months has been very difficult for us to get stuff in a timely manner, and we need some help getting that fixed. Like, we have got to have some help, like, we can't be waiting, I mean, a week's fair with you guys as busy as you are, and I understand a week, even 2 weeks, but if we've given something to you guys a month ago, waiting, and we still don't have answers back, like, that has to get resolved. We're trying to conduct business, and we need some help in that stuff, but.
And so, adding on to that, I mean, my question is what do we have to do to streamline this purpose so that whenever we're in these situations, we're not having to table month after month after month after month?
I will, we've got Lacey, who's, his legal assistant, she's in contact with people here, and I will take more hands-on during the month to help get that done.
Yeah, and again, it's a respectful thing, but like, when we're in these meetings, it sucks because we can't conduct business day to day like you can.
Yeah.
I have to wait 30 freaking days before we can do something, and so, when y'all put something off for a month, it makes us put something off for 2 or 3, you know, so. So if y'all can review that for us, I mean, please.
The contract is which one now?
That's for I3 vertical.
I3 vertical.
Okay.
Water building software.
Yeah. So, just so everybody knows, if I remember correctly, wasn't this already approved once?
Yes, this was already approved, I did not,
But that was before you, that was when we had Jamie's.
Gina had this approved before,
Okay.
and so.
But she didn't have, I don't think she had I3 vertical approved, she had approved to get a water billing software.
Okay.
And then
To
it sent
switch.
me a couple documents to preview as far as feature set.
Yeah, so that we'd be able to.
And this
speak
one
on
is
it.
a cloud-based,
It is what?
a cloud-based,
It is cloud-based.
it
That's
is
it.
cloud-based.
So what is our total a month?
Like, you took my.
card
Not pretty.
processor,
Sit
we
down.
use the same credit card processor, so your rate will stay the same.
Let's see that, see that.
I think it's a different one, but it's still about 3.5% is what we're still at.
That's right, software.
And that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I think one of the key features too is with I3 Vertical,
Huh.
they do the importing of all of our information, not us. We're not gonna have to spend man-hours manually putting in all of our citizens, their addresses, all their diagonals, everything, longitude, latitude. They will be importing that into them systems for us.
That's
rather
the
than us.
official cost, official part of it.
Yeah, so that is actually a benefit as well. The other thing on the financial side of I3 Vertical is if we don't like Paycom, we're out of that contract in a year. So I3 Vertical actually has software for payroll as well. So if we wanted to move over to them after Paycom, we can look into that too. And then we're just housing underneath one company for our savings.
So what if we just wanted like to email the receipt, is that on there? Instead of have to mail it, post it, then that company's out, and we ain't gotta pay that. Let's all go email on your billing.
Are you asking if they'll email the receipt?
We want
He
to
said receipt, but he meant bill.
Yeah, the bill, like, just email the bill.
paperless billing.
The bill
Yeah.
is actually going to be on the website.
Yeah.
And that's also an area where you can charge a strong fee of, let's say, $4, but if you go paperless, you don't pay the fee.
Right.
And
To
from
drive
my
more
There's a
people
lot
to
of people
paperless,
that,
yeah.
that charge
From my
that fee.
understanding, if they do it like you're saying, Chad, they get a confirmation code they can prove they paid their bill.
It goes to your text messages.
Yeah,
Or your email.
yeah, so they get a receipt right after they hit that button and it goes through, it gives them a receipt.
I'm like, at the beginning of every month, when y'all send your paper one out, instead of the paper one, it'd be an email. This is your water bill for the month of January. Is that
feasible?
For paperless?
You're talking about payment receipt.
Where whenever they send their,
Just now,
Yeah.
you're talking about payment
Yeah,
receipt.
once they receive
He's
it,
talking about initial billing
the
out.
initial billing out, do they email it out to them?
yeah, instead of paperless?
Yes.
I mean, instead of a paper, just an email
Yes.
stating this is your bill for the month of March.
Yes, and then you click on it, it'll say pay here, or like she showed you, you can scan the little QR code. You click on it, it'll give you the option to pay, like QuickBooks, it'll let you click on it to pay it, takes you to their place, you pay it, and then it shoots your receipt. So you
So-
literally would be in control of most of it.
So I can still come in here and post a check.
But if we're,
Yes, you will.
if we as a community are paying all of this in full each month for all these programs, the consumer, when they pay online through this system, they're not being charged additional fees, are they?
Just the 3%.
Just the three,
For credit card?
For
Just
the credit card.
card.
Now, if you're on ACH, I don't believe there is, I think it's like a flat fee.
Our company, if you pay with a card, there's a fee. If you pay with bank account,
What's that?
There's not.
Right, there's no
Because there's
fee,
no charge.
so.
The credit card company is actually what makes you have to charge if you're using a credit card. It's the service charge for them.
Right.
We don't even see that money.
and that's where we as a community can charge a service fee of whatever amount we set. If you're paperless, that fee is removed, because you're then either gonna be paying through ACH, where you don't get charged anything at all, or a credit card where you're paying 3%, which is $3 every hundred.
It wouldn't be the whole thing, it would just be whatever they would charge normally for the bill.
Right, but we as a community would waive our fee because they're paying that fee.
That small part, not the
Yeah.
full thing like you were.
So if they email it to you and then you forget 2 months and then you'll be a late fee and see it,
Mhm.
like I would probably do.
and you'll actually get
I
it.
think they
Yeah.
have a warning, don't
They actually send out several warnings, that you're almost late.
Ah. see,
So, and then they'll send a past due bill.
And
like
we
you
can-
were past due.
And we can go on the website and like, any of the events going on, we can update their portal, so they, as soon as they log in, they see all of that.
Can we sell our old Jack Brown system?
What do these cost compared to what we currently?
We can have a
What do we pay Jack Brown's system?
Cheap.
It's like 200, that.
It doesn't matter, because his costs us tens of thousands of dollars because of how crappy it is,
Well, he's also
Hey,
retiring later
That's
this
not
year.
that far
That's-
fetched, that is a true
Huh?
statement.
But it's not
entirely true either, I mean, if it had been updated.
I'll argue with your ass until you want it until dark, if you want to.
They also have a work order, module in there, which is really good, so, that will, if we get that module, it'll go to David or Hunter's phone, so we're able to keep track of each address, if there's something wrong with it, and it documents everything. Like,
So,
there's
who
examples.
decides there's something wrong with it? Is that the homeowner decides, or is that David decides?
David? I don't know.
So this,
Who's selling it, chicken?
so this,
Come on,
So,
David,
this-
for example, if there's a water leak, sorry, Ryan, if there's a water leak, they feel their bill is too high, she creates a work order that goes to David. David then goes and checks in at that location. It shows up on the work order when he started and when he finished. And what the result is. He can document in there, meter's okay, if there's no leak found, whatever it is. But this will allow an actual work order to be done.
Paper trail.
His arrival, his descent, everything will be, or Hunter. Hunter does them too, doesn't he?
so,
So, I mean, either one.
Most times, we're driving down the road and we get flagged down.
Yeah,
Because of
yeah.
that.
So,
But you would be able to
is this
put in
system
a work
compatible
order.
with our meter reading system?
Yes.
That's the first thing I'm able to check.
And then, by doing that with finding out the bill, do we have data log capabilities with that?
You mean like when it was running or something?
Yes.
My understanding is that's a possibility.
So, if it is a possibility that, like, on Canadian County Water side, if somebody is objecting to the water bill, and they don't feel like it is right, and they do a data log on it, it's like a $25 charge for someone to go out there and data log that meter.
But then you can tell, hey, at 2 AM, you used 1,000
Right.
every night, because you ordered garden, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody left the hose on from April 5th to January,
Left shower on.
like a,
I think that's what happens.
like a
It ain't
little
nothing.
small leak or a continuous.
Hey, Jeff McCall is not here, so I'm talking about him. One of the most ingenious things I've seen at his house was, he took a gas pump and connected that to his water, so when you stick it in the water trough and turn it on, and it fills, once it gets to the gas thing, it clicks off. So he fills up his water trough with a gas hose nozzle.
So,
So are you saying?
I don't know, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And his excuse was he left it on enough times that he thought that $200 investment.
If somebody is in a disagreement with why their bill is so high, and they feel as they do, they don't think it's right, and we're like, all right, would you like us to go data log your water meter? And if it is capable of doing that, it'll pull every minute from the last billing cycle. And
Good to shoot that too, this page.
it'll cost you a service fee, like a service fee for David to go back out there.
We got 5 and 1, 2
Okay.
and that's,
Sorry.
we're saying we think it's compatible to this system.
a reader is, I don't know what that part is, that's something I have to check. As far as reading the bill, or reading the meter bill.
So will they get the bill the same day that they normally get it in the mail, if it's mailed? Or will it be a day or two later coming from there that
No, you backed it up where it'll be here the same
same
time.
time?
Yeah.
Right.
They have the same grace
We
period.
can, Tammy can tell them what day she needs that to arrive, and then they make it to where it'll arrive.
We read them on the 20th, we usually don't try to get them till towards 25th or 6th or 7th. So, if they wanted to process on that same day or the next, they should, I think, this worries me coming that far. Everybody said I didn't get it, that's the only thing I'm trying to.
Well, even if they don't get it, they have the ability to log on and look at the bill.
I
They don't have
understand.
that excuse all
You
the
gotta
time.
remember, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Funeral population in this town is not over than us, they don't understand that.
Well, that's what makes it good too, if like it was emailed to everybody, cause then we could start
But there's been times,
on the day of.
my wife handles all
Making
that.
money on
But I know there's been times when my wife,
Right.
she knows there's a bill due on the 14th and she hasn't received a copy of it, so she picks up the phone and she calls and says, hey, I don't know what my bill is, you know, like,
I can do that.
at some point, people have to have some fortitude.
Exactly, yeah.
And the just scan and pay will be in the first bill, and then if it's this will also be attached in the first bill if you're wanting to do, like, the paper copy, or if you're wanting to do a PDF file of the, like, on your portal. So those will be sent out in the bills if we go ahead and go more forward with them.
I mean, I think we're there.
It's met all the requirements of things that I thought, my biggest thing is the audit.
So with you already using this system with the ticket side, is it that much harder to learn, like, the water side of it? Or would you need all the, like, 30 hours of training for the guy?
Only takes Adam like 15 minutes to know the whole thing. He could do it all.
It's super.
Not water.
I
don't even.
It's totally different than tickets, okay?
So I make a motion that we approve it pending approval of the contract for the law office.
Just for question, how much longer we got it, Jack?
I think it's the end of the year, I
I
believe.
thought it was in 26.
I also
Could be
motion
next
that we
month.
move to that now, I'm done with that system.
Yeah.
Could be next month.
Yeah, and that's the deal, I mean, there's this lingering law cloud floating.
It's already cost us too much, so, yeah, I'm done with it. So, it's just, I mean, it's how quick can we get to these?
Include everything checked.
My motion will be to, look at my check marks here, I wanna make sure, let me get through my double page.
I don't want to rush you guys getting trained and us implementing it, but when it's ready, I personally would like to see it implemented and done. Like, wait until the end of the year for Jack to not.
I will say that Jack is pretty happy with me and Ken these days.
Yeah.
But we are on borrowed time.
Yeah.
Alright, do we need the printer? Don't we have $1 million printer back here?
Yeah.
I still use it and water ties it up. I can't use it while she's using it. Because it takes
It's only once a month.
Receipt printer?
The receipt printer's right there, water billing printer's back there.
So that mean we can buy it on Amazon, not them?
Huh?
So that's the paper.
Receipt printer, Epson TM T201111 Amazon.
One-time cost, $164.
Go look on Amazon, I don't know how much that is from Amazon.
Wait, I think I have it.
You messed up my algorithm. I got streamlined.
TM,
Hold on.
Epson?
TM
dash T2,
T2.
that might be in,
OII? Yeah, for 3 I's.
I don't know about that.
Amazon already knows.
That says if needed.
It says it's needed, Bob, we don't need it.
Like a credit
How
card
much is it
machine
on
says
Amazon?
if needed.
For just the paper? No tracking? I'm sorry.
for the printer.
For the printer itself, $170.
Alright, they must have a low bill.
No kidding, they're saving money. So we don't need a printer,
No. Not that I'm aware of, no.
no credit card terminal.
We have.
Now, that's if our credit card terminal
Well, you
link
just
up.
told us it was.
No, she said she was,
Yeah.
that she was getting back with us.
Yeah, Bob.
Is that with the new computer and everything?
We get a new computer?
Software, they just install
Brand
software.
new desktop.
Ours is compatible
All ours are
with their
new.
software.
They were.
It's a cloud-based software. It's not a software that's on the computer. It is,
You
you're
log-
gonna
you
log
log in.
into.
Think a disk is gonna come.
Well, I mean, they're with
I'm
Jack's
gonna
program.
vote no on this deal.
No.
I'm gonna have to vote no on this deal. It's getting too complicated.
No, it isn't.
This isn't Jack's software.
Hey, I think we ought to, is that something we could put on, the, municipal authority funds?
Absolutely.
Say that again, what you got?
Bring it out of the municipal authority account?
It's 100% municipal.
I know, I'm just making sure, that's where we bring it out of.
Yes. That's a yes, Ryan.
Alright.
Gotta be in the budget, all the money else.
You got,
It's in the general.
the money.
It's in the general.
If we're gonna spend this much, why don't we get the dang printer that goes with it? for
All right,
Yeah, if y'all say no, I'll speak for it.
okay.
Okay. Get printer, I'm gonna put on there,
Well,
get printer.
get printers, make sure they include that. Okay.
But I do have one more question. What's a $65 service charge will be applied to each bill mailing request? We pay $65 for everything we bill out?
At the very bottom in the small print.
In small print.
Right here.
$65 per bill?
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous.
Well, that's about the end of that deal. Not more to bill.
Not if we charge $70.
Read the sentence again.
$65 service charge will be applied to each bill mailing request.
So I think a bill mailing request is like, you're gonna do like you're gonna include, or maybe that is, I'm thinking it, like, if I wanna add a note about Big Trash Day, that's a $65
That's
fee.
$65.
Per-
Like
per-
the senior event.
Not per person, just per batch.
That's like the senior event flyer that I had in the water
I mean,
office last time.
We
That's
probably wanna get
$65.
confirmation on that, so we understand what that is, but
Yeah.
that's how I took it when you read it.
Okay,
But I could be wrong.
But let's check it.
yeah.
Making notes so she.
And they probably quoted that, cause they built that quote for us, so they're probably basing that off of our meter number.
Yeah, you think they'll take 10?
Oh, she's calling her because she knows that we're in a meeting, she said. She knows I'm here.
What's going on?
We're fixing to test their customer service.
They've been fairly easy to work with,
Yeah.
of course.
Fair.
Okay, her phone's on.
She said, oh, Cammy's in that meeting, I'm sorry. She called me too much.
My customers have to call me 3 times. That tells me, like, once, you're a little desperate, 2, you're desperate, 3, it's like, oh, okay,
Oh,
they're,
okay,
they're.
might need some.
Patrick, you ever thought about building a water billing water billing?
Software?
You know, software engineering is one of those very balanced arts where you have to put enough resources into something to make it profitable, but you gotta be able to support the customers once they come flooding in, or else you can go bust.
Hey, you're here every month.
Interest paid on that huge building and all the parking garages,
So,
police helping people leave at the end of the day.
Did she
Something
tell
like
you,
that.
did that person tell you, if you're in the meeting, call me and I'll answer?
No,
So she may be done if she doesn't fly or.
no, she said good luck tonight. But her cell phone number's on there, but she probably turned her phone off.
If he could do it
I
at
emailed
95,
her. I will let you
Patrick
know.
over here.
We just need to
Table it.
Now, what's this $16,000?
We're really close, now we're thinking against it.
But if we need to, have a special meeting for the, sirens, then we can add this back.
It looks like we're not gonna have to.
Why you
Huh?
need special
I just got a text on that
special
siren.
meeting all over the place.
They think it's starter caps and they should be in anytime.
Oh,
They're not sure, but they think it's starter
And
caps.
that's something you can
This
cover
one
on
or
your
the
own.
one out there?
Small, yeah. Yeah, the one out there.
Okay, cool.
He just texted me. So,
Alright.
But you're gonna get us a quote.
if it's big, yeah. Okay. He thinks it for the grand, to do it, you know.
What's the,
On the last page of your documents, it says data import, implementation, and training is a one-time cost of $16,250.
Are you on a different one?
That's for training or?
No, that's on a different one, that's
You're
on
on
D-Link.
Okay, alright.
So the actual implementation cost is gonna be $13,500 for I3 vertical. That
Okay.
is taking everything from Jack's program and putting it into their program.
Hold on, is that including the first year worth of fees, or is that just a one-time initiation fee?
This is just yeah.
Maybe it's what I do.
The reason I question that is because with Jack software, we can export, I don't remember if it's a XLS file from Excel or a CSV, but either way, that can be switched back and forth in terms of formats relatively easily. And if that's not including, like, if that's $13K, invoice, I'm kinda curious about if that includes, like, the first span of time with the contract or not, because if we're just converting a CSV or XLS file, and it's as simple as I think it would be, I question that fee, so I'd want
Are you gonna be around here tomorrow anytime?
No,
No?
but I'm available by,
You could call, if he's open to it, you could call him and put him on the phone when you call him and discuss this group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, number 13, Department of Union City Animal Control.
12B,
Will it be?
insufficient funds charged for credit cards.
Oh, yeah, hey, I wrote all my notes on the wrong one anyway. Alright, insufficient, 12B, insufficient funds charged for credit cards. Consideration possible approval, denial amendment, revision, or acceptance of charging the credit card user for the amount billed to the Union City Municipal Funds for cancellation of charge, plus the current amount due and any fees associated with cancellation. I make a motion that we approve. Do I have a second?
What are you approving?
When people use a credit card, you know, they can go in later and cancel the transaction, and therefore we're out our money.
We've ran into that before.
It's a
I know what
fee,
I'm
it's a fee, would they have to
We're gonna
pay?
get smarter with my consumerism thing.
All you gotta do is little division, you'll figure it out.
They get submit, man.
So they can pay a ticket or a water bill, and they say they have.
They'll submit it, and then they'll
Yeah,
call
with
the,
their bank dispute
They'll
with their
call the
bank,
credit
they
card
just
company and
take
say, hey, I didn't do that. They'll take the money back and.
So whatever charge us, we want to do.
But it shows that we get paid
So
on
what
our end.
happens if we,
I know the thing.
And we lose money.
so what happens if this place takes into it?
They will take everything and put it in consideration. We literally give them the guidelines, what we want to do with this.
Yeah, but the
like-
credit card deal, is that just
Is there a
still on us
cost?
if there's insufficient funds, or is it going through them?
It'll go through
there's
them.
no dollar.
So we're guaranteed our money, and it doesn't matter whether it's insufficient or not.
No,
The current
because
amount due
we're
and
going
any
to be
fees
charged
associated.
for not collecting, is what we're trying to prevent.
And what's the amount?
So if somebody came to Dairy Mart and used a credit card to pay, and then they disputed it with their bank and said they didn't make that charge, usually the bank or even the
So-
credit card company will put that money back on their account and then dispute it with you, and now you're going out of your book trying to make,
The way that this is worded, we're just gonna pass those fees along?
we're gonna make the citizen or whomever paid the bill pay the fee.
Yeah, I'll second that.
What's the fee?
Whatever they charge.
What, yeah.
Normally banks charge like 35
And
for
some,
the.
and some credit
40.
card companies charge
We got
different
fired
amounts.
You already got it for checks probably, don't you?
Yes.
So whatever.
Yeah,
Yes.
fine.
Insufficient
We're running
funds.
into the credit card thing is very new.
Y'all might get all votes.
You're supposed to say things people wanna hear, not things they
Got a
don't.
motion, got a second.
Aye.
All those in favor, aye. Who? Keith.
Keith Dennis was second.
Alright, number 13, Department of Union City Animal Control.
Busy,
How many you got in there?
5 big ones.
I swear, people see Union City and be like, bam, you know, they need another dog in town.
Yeah.
Nothing but dogs.
It's always on Sunday.
What would it take you to implement a cat trapping program?
I agree.
If you give me a place to take them to your house, I'll be glad to.
Oh, you can't do that.
Well, I'm asking seriously, there are other towns that, if you're a resident there and you can call and request and the town will bring a trap and place it in your yard. And then when it's full, you call the town, they come pick it up.
So he'll quit putting them in my yard.
No, I'm not kidding you, there, on that side of town, there's 100 cats. Like, it's to the point, like,
I'm telling you, you're putting them in my yard.
there's,
I think.
I cleaned out my daughter's sandbox and there's 75 piles of cat crap in it. Like, it's that.
I think.
Like,
they're
I cleaned it out and replaced all of it for my
He's
nephew.
breeding them in his barn.
No, I can walk into the four houses and start feeding them.
I'm pretty sure you
And we
guys
don't own a cat.
drop them off at my house. I'm pretty sure they come by on bikes and just drop them right off.
No. There is 4 people in our neighborhood that have 6 bowls of cat food on their front porch, and they're feeding them by the buckets every day.
I don't
And
think,
those houses are worth about $30,000, and they don't care about anything.
Same next door to me.
I don't think
Feed them
people
all.
remember
Feed
Mr.
them
Bob
all.
Barker on
Spade.
new cats and dogs.
I was thinking $1, Bob.
And every once in a while, I get a mouse in my garage, and I'm like, that's what really makes me mad, is like, if I'm gonna have to put up all the cats, I shouldn't have a single freaking mouse.
I don't know the answer, cause then I catch your neighbor's cat and it comes right back, so.
And they should be fine, it's no different
You
than a
can't,
dog.
there's no leash law on cat though.
There's no what?
No
Leash
leash
law.
law.
They're predatory animals.
There's
you can't-
no ordinance.
yeah, there's no town has a leash law on a cat, cause you can't keep them in a yard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. They climb. My neighbor's chickens are in my yard. What's the
They just
difference?
ain't a cat.
Yeah, because people fence them up properly. I shouldn't have to deal with someone like 5 cats crapping 75 times in my litter
I
box.
agree with you, I've been saying there ain't no way, you know.
I shouldn't have a litter box. So that you're telling me there's no law in any town.
Outside for your kids to play in. I don't understand.
Where's the
Huh?
first responders at?
22 CD rounds, because they're all set up pellets.
I'm a city council.
Go ahead.
How dare you say such things?
You fear for your life.
Moving on. Oh, man, thank you for making this enjoyable. Number 14, Department of Union Streets and Alley.
Same, everything's good.
Remember how I told you, learn something new every meeting you go to? This is an example of that. You seriously can't hold someone accountable for their cat and their dog. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Number 15, Department of Union City Town Clerk, Town Treasurer.
You have my report. It does have, in my report, it has sales and use tax. I would suggest taking a look at that.
Say it again.
Sales and use tax, it's on page 2, it's under town treasurer, cash
Is it page 2, 4?
forecasting, ACOG. Look at March.
No different.
Wow.
We should have Force Fest.
We get fireworks, you know.
Here's my report. Other than that, everything's pretty much just the same as always.
We gotta pile it up, get this tax stuff situated, and then build a new freaking city hall.
Yes.
Yes.
Like the way you're thinking.
This town's not ready for the growth until we get the infrastructure in place.
Right.
And that's a big piece of that pie.
We're gonna be way behind.
All right, first page, election oversight. Ms. Ralph?
What are you looking at? The first page.
Third
Alright,
bullet
I'm
point.
getting there.
First page of your map.
Wow, the third one, really?
That's not an oversight.
No, I know it's not an oversight, that's what it says, election oversight is your bullet point. That's where I'm at.
I'm trying to get there.
Okay.
I lost my paper.
Third one down.
I don't have it on. Where? Did you not make yourself a copy? That's your map. You do? Okay, where I'm at.
Third.
Town clerk,
No.
election oversight. Yeah.
Okay, on that subject,
Uh-huh,
we will still be going to an election,
yes.
and people will vote,
Mm-hmm.
so we will have to, somebody will have to, have that amended, won't they?
No, I called them and Gina Legali's staying on. They said they cannot remove her.
Right.
I called right after our, and they said because of the time frame she's staying on. So basically, from what I understand, is if people vote for her, we've just lost a vote.
I'm done.
Just a vote lost.
Well, you didn't even put me on there, so now I don't have to run now.
You're running, Keith.
Huh?
Whether you like it or not, you're
My
running.
name's not on there.
This is not the deciding factor.
So, with that
This
being
is not the
said,
deciding-
so it's
this
still
is
gonna
not
have
the
to be-
ballot,
Yeah.
okay?
It's gonna have to still be, what's the word
Right there.
for it, you're still gonna have to,
Oh.
can't,
No,
you can't
you
get her,
win. No, no.
you can't get her or whatever.
Just like that, I don't have to be here.
They told me I didn't have to. They said it
I
was.
think
just
when
gonna
they
be a law.
certify the votes, they'll find her ineligible. It's
Mhm.
like they did when we had another individual that ran a few years ago that they found ineligible, so his votes, the votes for him didn't count.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with that
And
being
I guess that's what
said,
they mean by a lost vote.
with that being said on that, with the de-annexation, is that taken to, do we go further and take it to someone, like to OU that approves that?
It's already.
It's already been through the county, and it's
Yeah.
pretty much done.
And move further than that, it's supposed to go to somebody else to take
No,
that?
it's done. It's done. Yeah, I've already done all that.
Okay,
Yep.
Go to OU?
something like that,
I've never heard such crazy.
somebody who does the maps.
Or GIS.
Yeah. They got that.
ACOG.
It'll probably be ACOG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I booked it in, once it got stamped and it got a book number and a page number and all of that, then they sent it.
All right, there were no inquiries in February from residents?
No. Not to me, anyway. Did I miss something? Was there something I didn't know about?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I'm just reading your paper here, you know,
Okay,
all 9 pages.
that's nice of you to do that. That's compliance, okay, that's what it looks like.
What the heck? Tax stock. We bought
Next
what?
time I'll give you 5 of each page to look at.
Dairy Microsoft about the hamburger.
Yeah, paid down, my taxes,
So-
you're getting
Oh,
double.
no.
Yeah.
No, we've had a number that high before, haven't we?
We've not broke 200.
Have we not?
199,
Not just for sale.
Just close, but
It
no.
was probably that day Miss Nikki was a little frazzled. She had a lot of people that day.
Yeah.
I ain't frazzled to you.
I think it's,
And he was like, well, I'm just staying at the house, that sounds terrible.
You got
Darling
handled.
me, man.
So the audit, she'll be done with 2022-23 audit.
I believe we are at 21-22. No, yes,
2021 is less than done.
yeah, now we're at 21-22. But, yeah, I say that because I know I'll get a call about, in my area for 21-22, but then yet they'll ask for other things that are in 22-23. So it's not, I think they're working on several
I'm thinking.
things at one time.
I may have signed something from them the other day saying they were done 21-22.
Cause I thought she said it'd be done in June.
Yeah, they're.
All of it.
All of it, yeah. I think I signed something for them just the other day.
Yeah, and then but what I'm saying is their team members, like, they're separated and they're all working different things, yeah. Before, they were all working 1 year together, and now it seems like, now that they're getting closer to 24, 25, they're separating and, because they have better access.
They were asking me 23 questions the other day, so.
And they've asked me
I
if,
think they're,
so I think
they
they're
may be
just,
on 23-24.
they're getting there.
With the park board or park stuff, where's all that line?
Parks and Rec.
That's not on the park board. Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm almost positive they sent me something the other day to approve, they had finished for 22-23.
Well, and they did, and they sent me one too, where I had to sign and send it back.
Yeah. And that was
For 21,
22-23.
and one was for 22. Those two separate acceptance letters.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
All right. Number 16, Department of Human Resources,
Nothing to report,
no action.
no action.
Number 16A, sexual harassment in workplace classes, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of yearly sexual harassment classes for current and new employees presented by Udemy Online. How much is it per class?
my daughter needs me to check my granddaughter, and everybody.
Leave her in the truck? Did you say I go check his granddaughter?
Some of my granddaughter, I don't
Her
know.
granddaughter, but I don't know the rest.
Alright, anyways, $15 a person, keeps that right. So, I make a motion that we approve 16A and allow these people to take their classes.
This will be all employees?
So, police side already does it, correct? Y'all do yearly?
It's included in our policy review stuff, but it's not an actual class.
Okay, well, let's put police in it on it too. And make sure everybody takes his classes.
Alright, you motion,
I motion,
I'll second it.
Keith with second, all those in favor? Aye, motion approved. Number 16B, ethics in workplace classes. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of ethics class for current and new
We
employees.
should have asked this question before I seconded, but what, like, is this an online course or an in-person course, or what is it?
Yeah, we
It's
talked
online.
about
It is online.
trying to do it
You
in
have to take
person.
a quiz at the end of each chapter.
And roughly how long does it take?
The first one is about 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh, okay, these are really,
Ethics
yeah.
class is 30 minutes.
Okay, and it's something they can do during
And
the
you get a
work night.
certificate when you pass each
Okay.
chapter.
And same thing for, the ethics one, it's about
Yes.
30, 40, okay.
Same thing.
And Udemy is a pretty
And-
recognized online training provider.
Okay, who is it again?
Udemy.
Okay, and the ethics one, it covers,
Ethics.
I know ethics, but does it cover embezzlement, all that kind of stuff? I'm asking.
What is the
It
ethics?
does, it does not cover embezzlement directly.
Have you already taken it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did. It gears more towards the professionalism side, but it does have work ethic, not don't commit embezzlement.
Yeah.
Now, that's another class that they offer,
Okay.
actually.
How much is that cost?
I don't know,
Find out.
but I know that ethics is another 15.
Well, surely we can invest $30.
And then, do we need to add to our employee handbook that any new employees are required to take these classes when they come on board? Can you, do we have to make a motion or do that on the next meeting?
Think they're lawyer.
Yeah, you can handle it.
To adjust our employee policy handbook to include taking these classes when you're onboarding?
Yes.
Okay, can you make that a?
Yeah, we can put it in the policy book, but we can make it as a requirement for onboarding anyway.
In regards to that, we asked that young, fellow to create us a policy and procedure manual. If he'd gone, do we know?
Probably quit.
Oh, he quit?
He was like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Kinda like a.
He's like, man, I should.
He's no longer with the firm, Friday was his last day, I don't know, I will check. Yeah.
What
So
else?
I make a motion on 16B to, the same thing.
Okay, I'll second that one as well.
Aye. Motion approved. Number 17, Department of Union City payroll.
Nothing to report on that.
No action. Number 18, Department of Union City Deputy Court Clerk. Could you stand up and speak, please, ma'am? I couldn't hear you.
You have my report.
She needs that ethics class.
See? She needs it.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Professionalism and ethics in the work.
Yes, sir, I'll stand up.
house shoes.
Why are we yelling at us?
Not in politics.
Those are Indian
They have
moccasins, how dare you be racist?
And you will pick you feet off.
Can we add one more class per
I
ball?
believe those are Inuit. Those are Inuit.
I don't know the names of them, Bob.
Look how wide open.
Then we gotta go 15 for sensitivity.
Yeah.
It'll
Well,
never
I'll tell you
know.
what, I'm not feeling very sensitive. I mean, I'm not finding your report. Yeah.
I was gonna say, 'cause I know it.
She's yelling at us, it's all cat. She's yelling at us.
I told you all cats is yelling.
Under 15 for how to provide
I'm so sorry.
professional documents.
Did you say that in all caps? I mean, is that really how this just happened?
What? Yes, I told her that all caps is yelling and she still did it.
She said, I don't care.
I did not say that, I did not say that.
I had to take one of my trainings that all caps means you're screaming at people in an email.
Did that cut off your
Email
cut
etiquette
off?
class.
Right?
Did that cut off get cut off?
Professionalism.
It did. Okay.
I also have a question, I guess, are we doing that new business?
Yes, that's the business.
Alright, so, how many cutoff warnings did we hand out? Before we cut off? How many people got a cutoff warning?
Like an individual cutoff warning? Do you send out a paper that says warning?
Yeah, it says notice you're gonna be cut off, and yeah, we have like $50 refund.
Yeah, how many of those got sent out?
Yeah, 45, about 50? 45 to 50.
And we got one that had to be cut off?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good numbers.
Last month, we
We
didn't
think
cut
it's
any off.
45, how do we,
Say that again?
how are we really tracking that? Do we have that somewhere?
Which is
I know that was a
Is
question.
there a
they
way
got.
you can pull something up on the computer and it says, this is how many warnings were set out?
How do you know?
I mean, we're just
You
saying.
should have
yeah.
have it in there.
So, like the cutoffs, how many people's cut off?
How many cutoff
Sent
notices
out.
were sent out?
I have a book that I've been keeping. every cutoff that I have, I make a copy of it and I put it in a book, and then David will send out the rest. So I'm keeping track in a book. But as far as prior to, I don't know. As far as the system, I can go in and, like, on the months that we're almost there delinquent, I can go in and it'll pull up a report that shows me who's delinquent and needs a, cutoff notice. And I can also print from there too.
I think that's what we were asking.
Yeah.
You were, I think, so, well, we need facts. At some point, we may need facts.
Yeah.
Right.
So just ask about that.
Do we wanna know how many were done each month? How many were actually cut off each month? And then it just helps the information flow easier.
Can I ask a court question under this line item?
A course question?
Yeah, like in
Court clerk?
in regards to our court stuff. So, and Adam, this may fall into your lap some too, so my question is, I've been to like 2 ever court things here in the community. Does our judge overall do a pretty good job of, like, let's say you've written citations, of maintaining that, fee amount, letting them off on certain charges, or he downsizing fees?
If they come to court, he helps them out.
Mm-hmm.
So $300 tickets, probably they'll walk out the door with $100. If they take the time to show up to court, he gives them a break.
Mm-hmm. So,
And why are we writing tickets?
well, I'm asking that question because our previous
A
judge.
0.5% of people show up to court. There's like, we might get 10 people show up to court when we've written 270.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the time, those people are coming because they've already been adjudicated and they can't pay their monthly payment, so
Yeah,
they have to.
and again, that's what a judge is for, a
Yeah.
judge, and that's kind of really, you're the, I would guess in some way, I don't know who represents the city, and I don't even know if I really even ask these types of questions, but where are the checks and balances, like if a judge gets to a point to where you and or, court, the clerk thinks that he's, maybe not being firm enough or not collecting our, cause y'all went out and put in the work, you've done the work, you've created the citations, and then they're, in essence, giving that money away.
He's doing well.
Okay.
He's not quite as strict as Mr. Osby was,
Mhm.
but he's got his own personality, his own way of doing things, and it's perfectly fine.
I'm just curious.
Now, my next question is, all these deals that we're doing where it's $100 a day, is he knocking those in the head too?
We really haven't had any with him. The last time we had that was with Mr. Osby when he was the judge, and that guy ended up going to jail, so.
Yeah, that was that meltdown, that was the one I happened to be attending.
That was the last time we had $1 a day.
I brought my kids with me, and they were still there.
Other than that, they've all.
Or $100 a day.
I do better getting people, working with people, getting them.
And again, I don't like kicking people when they're down, even the family on the back road, I don't like kicking, people when they're down, they got hardships, and there's real hardships in the world.
Yes.
But at the same time, we're, our officers are conducting business, and, at the end of the day, they're
Well,
representing.
people take advantage of it too.
Hmm?
People take advantage
Yeah.
of it.
Well, and I'm asking that because those judges at county and level up, the people get to decide, right? If that judge throughout his term, isn't doing what the community, they get to vote. In this scenario, it's different because in my opinion, there's not really those checks and balances unless this chief, right, and or the clerk comes to this board and says, hey, we don't like the way this judge is handling court, then there's no checks and balances, right? That guy can run rampant for, as long as he wants to, unless somebody, attends and stands up.
He's really not doing anything.
I like him because he's cheap.
He,
Yeah.
like I said,
Cheap
out
can
of,
cost you more money in the long run, Michelle.
out of, 200 tickets, we might have 5 that are here to dispute. And most of the time, it's not to dispute the ticket, it's to ask to be on a payment plan or
Yeah.
try to get it deferred.
Yeah, I
like
support
that.
those things.
But most of the time, if it goes to trial and an officer has to testify, they usually get hit with the full amount.
I have seen him hold his own though.
Yeah.
I have.
I was just curious,
I have seen
it's
him
kind of
a couple of
indulgent to
times.
tell this board or any future board if there's an issue there.
I haven't brought anything code enforcement in front of me yet.
Yeah.
It's getting ready to, this summer.
Last year was the
can you come look at this one, please?
No. Got you to stand up.
This one,
I was actually, he did come to pay, but, what was he saying? That was maybe the next question.
what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, we can just come up. And I kept looking, and he was
They don't get there.
You gotta stand there and let that happen?
I mean, am I not gonna catch them on video?
I just rolled a stop sign supposedly, but take it. I'll
Go,
just,
go, go.
I gotta take a call. Can I be right back?
You know, I heard that yesterday too. Same here, I know the Sam.
Man, where'd she go?
So she needed to take it.
Taking that motorcycle.
Huh? She needed to take it.
Just a call she had to take.
All right. Thank you, KLX. Their water bill's nice.
God, a video popped up online of one of their trucks passing a bronze.
So-
Hung up in the electrical lines.
David, I have a question.
Okay.
How are we supplying water to the Union City RV Park if we can't send police to the Union City RV Park?
Because they,
Annex.
I wish you would, they,
Put it together. What?
so when they built that park, or,
Yeah, cause it's on that side, right?
yeah, it's out of city limits. When they built that park, Houston could not provide the water they needed. So them and the Union City went into an agreement, and they agreed to let Union City, and Union City agreed to do it. I wasn't here at the time, Joe was, but, cause I would've pushed to put it in city limits personally, just so we can keep it cleaner.
Yeah.
But
But
anyway.
it's in the county or it's in?
City county.
So if El Reno's gonna go take a bunch of county land, what do we gotta do to take another block? Huh?
Go
Or you
ahead.
can just do it, go and look at it.
Yeah, just do it. Well, it needs to be if there's gonna be a multiple sex offenders that are gonna live there.
We go there
Nine.
all the
9
time.
of them.
9?
There's 9 of them.
That needs to be a priority, that gets moved into city limits. I'm sorry.
Even if it is, they're far enough. away, you can't-
That's closer to this right here than what we were dealing with 2 weeks, or 2 months ago. Say what you were gonna say again?
Me,
Yeah, what did you just say?
said even if it's in city limits, doesn't stop that, does it? Cause they're far enough away.
No, it doesn't change that, but it allows him to respond to it.
Oh, yeah, we have to go anyway, and then separate on freaking county or whatever the case may be. We have to go
You can't respond
regardless.
outside of city limits.
We can go on mutual aid, but we can't, we're cross-deputized with the sheriff's office. We can take action if we need to, but if it's a report that has to be made, like, if it's an emergency, we go, we take care of it till they get there, and then they take over.
Okay, so we're
So-
covered, so then it's not a big one.
So we cover it, fire, we go there all the time, so they go with us because of those things, because it's so bad out there, but they go to
We're
our,
only there to protect them.
yeah, most of our calls anyway.
Well, I didn't know that until just recently. I was looking up a couple things when they were arguing about there need to be a park out there, and I was like, well, how many are even in this area? I looked
Yeah.
at it, and there was like dot, 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 and I was like, what the heck?
But they have a written agreement from Houston to supply water to that big water line there, they don't have a way, is what happened there. I wish at that point it would've been, they
Yeah,
got there, but,
I guess I've overlooked it over and over, I didn't realize that we so bad.
yeah.
So when they're purchasing,
That's 2 things I learned in this meeting.
are they getting it at bulk water cost, or,
I'm sorry?
so when they're purchasing water, are they getting it bulk
Commercial,
water?
yeah.
Commercial.
I looked, there was 6, now there's 9. When I looked, there was 6, now there's supposedly 9.
like, same as Lowe's and all them, they pay the higher rate.
Some, east too. North.
There's 3 pages of names, that's people who've been billed for water and paid, right?
Hey, could I ask y'all a favor, will y'all send a cutoff notice to McGregor's?
You're looking at which page?
I could be late,
All of them.
Nikki pays that one.
After the,
She didn't
after
hear
the
the
penalties,
question.
after the penalties paid,
I guarantee you, they were.
That's the aging report?
everybody understood, everybody that.
I don't know what the bank has.
Should be on there.
Yes.
How come if I'm not on there, how many other people are?
They're more than that.
I'd be training my daughter. Emily said, you gotta figure this out. This is your new job. This is how you're.
And I looked over it, I don't know how many times, maybe I'm overlooking it, but.
Right here. Wait, you're not.
No, I'm not doing this.
Alright,
This
let's
is
move
not
on.
working.
Come on,
Sorry,
let's keep
wrong
moving.
side of the room.
I'm
Wrong,
done
yeah,
looking at it.
wrong side, hold on, give me 1 second, let me find it.
Alright, number 19, executive session, no action.
It's right here, Chad.
There is?
I thought there was something on here.
I'm sorry.
Nothing on there, is there?
Yeah,
Two
19B and 19A.
Ethics and general procedures.
Oh, yeah, alright, never mind. Alright, I'll make a motion to go into executive.
I'll second it, or go ahead.
You haven't done it all night, Keith.
7:54.
7:54.
Do you want us to leave since it's your stuff and y'all can stay in here?
I don't care, wherever y'all wanna go.
I make a motion to come out of executive session.
Alright, I have a motion by Ryan Dawson, do I have a second?
Second.
I'll give it to Jimmy.
Alright, 8:36, back into regular session.
Okay. 19A, employee ethics and general procedures. The Board of Trustees reviewed the investigation and resulted actions and finds no further action is necessary, adding to employee handbook for sexual harassment and ethics training courses for all employees. 19B, formal complaint and internal review. The Board of Trustees has reviewed the complaint and investigation and concurs with the conclusions set forth in the internal review determination.
No!
You need shorthand, you need to learn shorthand.
Ron, why do you like that?
But that Walker smooth over.
Need motions and seconds, right?
Yes, I need them. No.
I'll
No.
second it.
Do I? I don't think I need
If
it.
you said it on there, I don't know.
Does it? Okay. Do I have a motion?
That was the motion.
Do I
Yep, I see.
Again, alright. All those in favor? Aye.
And you're just gonna copy word for word of that in the minutes? Okay.
Yeah,
Executive session action regarding, 19A. Alright, executive section action considering possible action regarding 19B. I'll make a motion on that one, do I have a second? All those in favor? Aye. Number 20, mayor and trustee reports. Does anyone have anything to report? Okay. 21, new business. Is there any new business?
Yes, so I have a question as far as the water bill. If the customer is past due, we cut it off, we cut their water off, and their water bill keeps occurring, what are we supposed to be doing? Cause we had an incident with a customer that didn't pay their water bill, it was 2 months? About 3 months. And then, what are we supposed to do after that? He did come in and pay.
What she's saying is, once, like that was 3 months old,
Right.
should they, once their water's turned off for non-payment, should they be incurring more charges?
I mean,
The water that they're,
yeah, the answer is they still have a minimum, so I would think the minimum would still apply, but they shouldn't have any access.
But they're not using any water, period, it's cut off, it's, like that one was locked.
it's cut off due to non-payment.
If it's cut off due to non-payment, can't we charge them a minimum? Is what we were saying.
Attorney question, I
I don't know.
I would say in my world, and
I looked at all the stuff
in
there,
the gas
you
contract,
don't cover
world,
that.
yeah, we're still charging.
It's never happened before, to be honest.
It's like they're leasing a tank for me, I don't know, but they're not leasing the
Yeah,
product,
but
so.
you're not locking the tank off, or we
Yeah.
can't use it,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we empty, oh, no, we have, I mean, like, we do, we shut them down completely, they can't do anything. They can't use.
So they're asking if we
Just
charge
my-
a minimum for those 3 months that it was locked out.
I would think we would make
I
it
mean, you have to pay for the trash.
And it's
And
hard,
we
and
take their
and
trash cans,
sewage.
we take their trash.
Well, we take the trash cans,
you take their trash cans when they're shut off?
yeah, cause they not paying water, they're not paying trash.
Steve, that's 4 freaking things tonight,
Well, how you living without any water?
Yeah.
I tell you,
Who physically goes and picks up their trash cans, OEMA?
I have done it.
And then we have to turn around and deliver them back the second they pay.
But it's a,
Can't we just put a lock on their trash can?
we've got,
That's
There
what
you
I've
go.
heard of cats.
it's another deterrent, another, hey, you're not gonna have trash neither, but get it paid type, you know, in other words, it kind of pushes them to do it. As far as sewer, there's no way to shut that off, but if they ain't got water, I mean, I'm sure they're going somewhere and getting a bucket of water or something, using, but,
All of your, that's the least of my problem, I got wives that would be way more complicated to deal with.
Exactly.
He's
But-
just worried about cats.
So what we're saying is, once we turn the water off, and the trash, whatever the case may be, they're not getting any utilities, so to speak. Should we quit charging them until they get caught up, or how does that work?
I mean, I would assume you just charge the late fees.
But that's already on there before it's cut off, you know what I mean? And so late fee, then cut off, and then cut off fee as well, is all on there. But like that one went into the next month, and then the next month even.
That's where it
They get a minimum on top of that.
That's where it gets revoked and you pull the meter. Find new membership.
What would y'all do, Rod, do you know?
That's what it said.
But then they lose and have to start over?
Yeah, you'd have to buy all new membership after the meter's pulled. But we don't
At
have
what point
that
do y'all pull the meter?
when it gets revoked. Once if they've made the 90 days and they has no effort,
Y'all pull the meter,
pull the meter.
90 days?
and they don't get a refund on the meter price that they paid in. And
You have to-
$10,000 to put it back,
$6,700
$6,700 to put it
for
back.
membership.
Here, you know, it's just a $200 buck now.
And I think we should follow suit, you
Yeah.
know.
Sell that 400, get away with
If they get over 90,
We just kill the account,
we kill it, we start all over, brand
but
new.
do we refund them their deposit?
No, that's what the deposit's for.
Well, but what I'm saying, so, say, here's how that happens now, the deposit is if they move we got some money to hold back off our last deal, so to speak, that's what really the positive is. So if they're 3 months behind and we pull everything,
That deposit goes
Goes
towards what
towards
they
the bill.
owe, and they start brand new, they make a new deposit, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, and I agree.
But they'd have to pay it
I
off.
can agree with everything that's being said. Clearly, if they're coming to us for guidance, then this needs to be written and put in a city.
Yeah, because that's what we're gonna
Okay,
figure out.
okay.
The whole
Yeah.
scenario.
Yeah.
Because it's not covered, it's one of those things,
Yeah.
we've never had it happen.
Yeah.
It's kinda like that thing you was talking about.
Yeah, so let's, is there another ordinance in another community maybe that we can borrow from on this particular?
I'm checking, I don't know that actually.
Yeah. Let's research that, and then let's give that to the attorneys, and then let's just work out to create a new ordinance around that.
Yep.
And I agree, personally, I think that the minimum should continue to apply, and then after 90 days, you pull the meter, and then they have to pay to have it put back in, and they lose their deposit.
That's how I feel personally, I just didn't know if we could since they're not getting any.
Huh?
You're gonna have to write it.
Yeah,
Yes.
so, you know, since there wasn't something in place, we gotta eat it.
Yeah, we end up losing money,
But what we need to do,
you know what I'm saying, on that, he paid the whole thing off.
get it together, get it written, let's pass another ordinance that covers it for next time,
Yeah.
and we'll move on.
So let's try to have that on the next.
So I think basically, whenever the water got here, it was a privilege to even have water.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
alright,
I
make it happen.
Anybody else?
By the way, that one can be locked now, that's all in
Good.
place, so. yeah.
Good.
Any of y'all have any new business? I'm just asking, cause the auditor brought it up last time, can you put it on the agenda for next meeting? We need to start figuring out the asset and inventory tracking, for tracking our assets. And just as a reminder, can you try to ask Canadian County what software and or, barcode system that they're using?
I'll try and see.
And I make fun of
Not a
post
barcode, it's just a number system, is all we have, and
Okay,
they put it in the computer and it's listed under.
but you're putting a label of some kind on
You
each.
put a label on everything.
Every vehicle we have, every weed eater, weed eater maybe not so much, but it's inventoried somewhere, but we don't keep track of what it uses or anything, but we know what it cost new, when it was bought, we know every dollar that's spent on it. If somebody gets something for it, then they have to write that equipment number down for it, and it's tracked over time. So when you figure fuel and everything, you really figure out that the cost of that truck or grader is nothing compared to the fuel.
Of course.
Just
But they're using a software, though, right? I'm sure, of some kind.
I don't know, I'll have to see.
Okay, can you check on that for us?
I'll have to ask our secretary, she knows her.
Okay.
But so you know, everything we have that's of value is already on.
No, I know, but we gotta get it in a system so that it can be handed to the auditor, because that was a fail for us, and we
Yeah,
have to
but
fix
that,
it.
I was gonna tell you, that pissed me off, they didn't ask for it.
Okay, and that, yeah,
They should
That's
have
not right,
something
to say
Yeah.
they didn't have something, they never even,
yeah.
Well, either way, we need.
I agree with you, I'm
It
just
has to be
saying,
done.
but we have it already, and we will have it.
Like if tonight, I said, David, I need an inventory of everything we got. Adam, I need an inventory of everything.
I can go print it in 5 minutes,
Right there.
Both y'all can?
yes, that's what I'm saying. I can do the fire and
I have it right
do the.
At the next meeting, you'll have inventory of everything for us? And that would be
But put it on the agenda for us to have that conversation.
all equipment, firearms, all that crap.
We're gonna continue.
By the way, do we still have a drone?
Yep.
Are we using it any?
We have that last week.
Good.
And then can you put it on the agenda for us, we need to also add a new employee policy in regards to all new employees, onboarding employees go through the trainings.
Yes.
I think we already,
That should
Okay.
I
be
think
policy
that's
and
something
procedure.
that the auditor, the, attorney that was here last meeting is doing
Well,
that.
he's no longer employed, so.
Yeah.
We'll handle it.
Okay.
Youngsters
I
already
want
know.
that to be an agenda item though.
Really?
It is an agenda item.
Okay.
Right here, you already voted on it.
No, not for policy.
No, not.
Not for what?
To add it to policy.
Oh,
to
that's
add
all.
it to policy.
Okay.
And then do we want a list of what trainings are available through that? In case there's any others that we wanna try to head off ahead of time?
I would like to know, I would like to have a list of everything that company offers.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
As it pertains to
Oh.
this, they've got thousands.
They, yeah, it's like, what,
Just send them
what
a link to the
area?
Okay.
Yeah, how about I do
Yeah.
that? I'll send you
Yeah.
the link and you guys
Send
can.
Well,
everybody a link.
and as HR, okay?
Yeah.
Like, in my line of work, for instance, we have a safety director, so it's different, but HR director and safety directors, they can go through and schedule trainings to the employee based on what their title and or job description is. And so certain employees get these trainings, certain employees get these trainings, but we just wanna kinda get it, so I guess we'll kinda leave it on your plate. If you see additional trainings on there, we wanna know about some additional training so that we can
Okay.
head that off. There's nothing wrong with a new employee doing 4 hours worth of training when they're on board.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
It's a
number
super-
22, Ryan Dawson.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
9:30.
Aye.